Interactions, which we call IAIFI. And that is an NSF-funded institute, and we're doing research at the intersection of AI and physics. And so we're a combination of researchers at MIT, Harvard, Northeastern, and Tufts universities. And we host a bunch of events for the researchers to get together. We have AI experts, we have physics experts in all different fields of physics, theoretical physics, experimental physics, astrophysics, and they come together to both apply machine learning and AI to physics problems, but also use physics concepts to help enhance our understanding of AI. So some opportunities if you're interested in learning more about IAIFI or getting sort of involved, you can go to IAIFI.org. That's our website. You can see a bunch of information there, including our public colloquium series. So 2 Fridays per month we have a public colloquium. It's broadcast on YouTube, so you can watch it live from anywhere. So that's one opportunity. Also, the different universities that are part of IAIFI have some opportunities for high school students to get involved. So at MIT, for example, there's a program called the Research Science Institute. I think applications are closed for this summer already, but that's a summer program where you can come to MIT for a month and work with professors at MIT on a project, and some of our IAIFI professors are involved in that. So if that's something that interests you, you can look up the Research Science Institute at MIT and apply to that for next summer. Also, if you're local to the area, we go to events like the Cambridge Science Festival. We have a booth at that every year, which is usually in September or October. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all we have for high school students at the moment. But again, if you go to IAIFI.org, you can learn more about all the different things we're doing, including the research that we're working on. And I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Any question? Yeah.
Yep.
Have any high schools worked with the NSF Institute?
Yeah. Yes, through that Research Science Institute program, each summer we've had 1 or 2 high school students who basically, if you put in your application that you're interested in AI and physics or AI and physical sciences, they'll probably connect you with one of the IAIFI professors, and then you can be part of the IAIFI community for the summer. So in addition to the research project you're doing, you'd be invited to go to IAIFI events.
Do you have to be in RSI to work with NSF?
So just to clarify, this is an NSF-funded program. It's not like the NSF generally. But we don't really have any opportunities for high school students independent of a program like that.
Do you know of any other programs like RSI, similar to that we might be able to work with IAIFI through?
That's the only program we know of. The question was whether there are other programs similar to that. That's the only one I know of where you can definitely work with an IAIFI professor. There are other programs that the IAIFI universities run for high school students that are more like camps. And so those are good opportunities that are worth looking into, but it wouldn't involve like working on a project with IAIFI professors. But I would say go to the websites of those universities and look up, a lot of them have many, many high school opportunities, mostly in the summer.
Any other question?
So can I ask you, like, what research was your research background you've done? AI research specifically?
Me personally?
Specifically.
So actually, I'm not a researcher. I'm the project manager for IAIFI. So I basically do all of the logistics and event management and all the things that like make that institute run as a cohesive institute, so that the researchers can do the research. But in a little while, we're going to have 3 people from IAIFI here who are doing research, and they can answer that kind of question for you.
other question?
If you think of anything else after, I'll be around, so feel free to.
Some questions like for research coordinations. So is it have to be here, or can I do it online, or I have to be in person?
So yeah, it would have to be in person, especially because it has to be through that Research Science Institute opportunity, and that's an in-person opportunity. Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe it's a question more aimed at the professors if they come in talk about specific research. But is there anything like really major that you guys are working on right now that's like really notable, like from IAIFI that you would be able to talk about?
Sure. Yeah, I can give you two of the big examples that we often give. So I was saying earlier that we do both AI for physics problems and physics for AI understanding. So in the AI for physics side, are people familiar with the LIGO experiment? It's the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, and that's hosted at MIT, and that involves a lot of really sensitive instruments that need to be controlled to measure the gravitational waves, and that currently requires a lot of human intervention. And so they're actually using reinforcement learning techniques to try to start applying that to the instrumentation of LIGO, so that the reinforcement learning can be used for that as opposed to all of the human intervention that's currently required, and it can be really fine-tuned. So that's one example. That's in progress, and again, if you go to our website, there's a paper on our website about that project. And then in the physics for AI direction, has anyone heard the term grokking? So this is, again, I'm not a researcher, so I'm gonna give this at a very basic level. Grokking is when machine learning kind of just sort of understands what's happening, and we don't really know why. It's learning and learning and learning, and then suddenly it just understands. And so we were trying to understand why that happens. And some of our researchers used the concept of phase transitions from physics to understand that in machine learning. And so they are thinking about it sort of like a solid, liquid, gas phase transition in how the AI is learning. And that's a way to use our fundamental understanding of nature and physics and applying that to AI to better understand what AI is doing.
Do you anticipate budget cuts?
We don't really know. I think the NSF doesn't really know if they're gonna have budget cuts, and then from there we'll see what happens. That's a fair question, but so we're a 5-year grant, and we're in our 5th year right now. So always we were gonna have to apply for another 5 years at this time. So we have done that, and then it's really about that process more than the budget at this point.
The summer school you mentioned, is that not only for PhD students? You open to undergrad or high schoolers?
The Research Science Institute?
Yeah, the you mentioned that it's just closed for application.
So,
Happening in Harvard, right?
oh, so that's our IAIFI summer school. We do have a summer school every year, but it's more geared toward PhD students. It would be pretty high level, I think, for high school students. And also, to stay in the dorms, you have to be an adult.
So the first one you mentioned is not that, this one is.
No, that's different. The Research Science Institute is specifically for high school students. It's run through MIT, and that's a month-long program where you come to MIT and just work on a project.
Is it like a prime program or different?
A what?
It's not the prime, right? Not the prime, right?
No, it's a different program. Yeah. So if you Google MIT Research Science Institute, you'll find it. Yeah. And I can send these links too, so that they can be disseminated to all of you.
Are there any opportunities for undergraduates?
For undergraduates? Yeah, so at MIT, Harvard, Northeastern, and Tufts, we do have some undergrads who are part of IFI. So the main thing there as an undergrad would be to connect with a professor who's part of IFI, and then that is how you would become involved in IFI. And on our website, we have a people page that lists all the people who are involved.
Can undergrads that don't go to schools in Boston also work with IFI?
So it's a little harder to, actually we're moving in that direction, so in the next few years it'll be a little easier probably. Right now it's a little harder to do like an actual project with IFI, but anyone can be like on our mailing list to find out about opportunities like the IFI summer school in the summer. We do have some undergrads who go to that. And like our colloquia, like I said, is broadcast everywhere. We also have so MIT has this online course, it's a MITx program, and they have a bunch of online courses, and we have an online course through that anyone can do for free. So even as a high school student, if you want to try it, you're welcome to. It's called computational data science for physics. So it is physics oriented, but it's using computational data science to address physics experiments and problems. Like I said, I'll be around till the end, so if you think of any other questions, feel free to find me and we can chat.